host, King's Court MMA, on tour on the road. It's your guy Obusogi.
Yes, it's your guy Mardi.
And guess where we are today?
We're at Bad Company 2.0, the new facility that they moved in here not so long ago.
We're just here to mill around, maybe roll around. Hey, there might be a bit of action on our side going on.
That's it. Kicks in the
there's
bag.
actually there's a championship card that is distracting everyone in the background. But in terms of the facilities, literally creme de la creme. Honestly, we'll show you around today. We'll get a few conversations with a few of the coaches. Liam Harrison is in the house.
He is indeed. Graced by his presence, you know.
Absolute Muay Thai and royalty right there. So
Exactly.
really excited. Keep tabs, keep engaged, and hopefully we're gonna have a good day today.
Nice. You were talking to me before, we talk about when Liam walked into your gym the first time when he was, 13, 14? How was that relationship with Liam? And obviously he's achieved great things in the sport.
Well, I say this a lot. It's funny because everyone says, I bet Liam was a talent straight away. Well, when Liam walked into the gym, he walked in with his cousin Andy. And they were both decent, young lads, just seen it before, young lads coming in the gym wanted to train, giving them as much time and encouragement as I could. But it was probably only been training for 4 months before I really started to take notice, because the consistency and the commitment and the keenness started to show, and I saw them staying behind and doing their own thing and coming early and doing all the rest of it. And suddenly I thought, you know what, these two have got something. So it was merely the commitment and the desire that was the first thing I noticed.
Obviously you mentioned that Jim King obviously approached you sort of thing, and like you've not really dreamt of this. So is this vision, is it not just your vision? Is it Jim King and Jay Parker?
I have to say I owe an awful lot to Jay Parker, who owns Jim King.
Yeah.
So we've known Jay and Jim King for a long time. They've sponsored the gym, they've sponsored Liam. They've been friends with Liam and myself for quite some time. And Jay said for many years, we should do something together. Jay's sponsored quite a number of local gyms. Tom Aspinall's gym in St Helens, he sponsors that and has kitted that out. He's never owned his own gym, and this is something that he's actually partnering and part owns. And he's the one that had the vision for this. He's the one that sort of forced or made this happen. And I'll be forever grateful to him for that, really.
How would you say your faith has played a part into where you are today?
Massively. There's a lot of parallels between the gym and church. I just mentioned about somebody walking in the door for the first time and been a little bit nervous and not quite sure. Well, that happens in church every week as well, and it's how they're welcomed into the church and how people speak to them and how the example they then see once they've been welcomed and have come into the church. Well, that's just the same in the gym. I try to run the gym in the same kind of way as I run the church. My faith, obviously. A lot of people say to me, how can you be a fighter and punch people and kick people when you believe in Jesus? And it's like, well, I'm not doing it because I hate them. I'm doing it because that's the rules of the sport that I do. In tennis, you hit the ball backwards and forwards. In my sport, you hit one another. It doesn't mean you have to hate them to do it. So, I think it's just a case of putting God into the equation of everything that we do, putting Him first, and trying to live by a little bit of an example. Everyone has a bit of a ministry, whether it's within church, feeding the homeless, or it's outside the church, doing what we do.
King's Court MMA. I'm here with
Nathaniel.
First thing I heard when we walked through the doors of Bad Companies was Nathaniel's fudding shots on the pads, mate.
That's a nice compliment, thank you.
honestly.
I appreciate it.
And I just asked you, no Diddy, what weight are you right now, mate?
I've got to be about 86 at the minute, so I've got some weight to lose to get to 72, but that's my natural weight division. I've had a few fights at a weight class above 76, 77, but them boys are bigger than me, so you can imagine how big.
Yeah, cool. And it'd be great to hear about your story. What brought you to Bad Company and kind of what got you into Muay Thai in the first place?
So I've done martial arts from a young age. So I started with Taekwondo, and then growing up, I started watching more fighting, so I started watching like UFC, Thai boxing, kickboxing, stuff like that. And then about 15, 16, I started seeing, you know, all of Liam and Andy's fights and stuff like that. So I'm half Greek, so I did all my amateur competitions over in Greece. I did some amateur kickboxing fights there, and I've been coming to Bad Company for probably maybe 5 or 6 years now. I've been training with Badger for about 4 years every week, and I've been training sort of in the fighters classes with these guys since November of 23, maybe a little bit earlier. So it's been really awesome being around these guys. Obviously they're the highest level, one of the best gyms in Europe, I think, and it's so cool to see them have a facility like this because they deserve it.
100%, and that was going to be my next question. Obviously, this is Bad Company 2.0.
Yeah.
Chalk and cheese versus 1.0.
Yeah, I mean it's different. I mean it's cool having like that rundown sort of. It's like a different environment in it, and obviously you see all the videos, and that was the original Bad Company. It was cool to be there, you know, where like Liam and Andy and Richard, Jordan, Badger, everyone sort of training and coming up. But this is where they deserve to be, as one of the most established gyms in Europe and in the world. So.
Fantastic. And obviously you're in the same building, you're sharing the same mat with Liam, someone you looked up to. Do you still get excited every time you kind of see him or walk into the gym, or is it just like, oh, that's Liam, here we go again, it's just a Tuesday?
Well, it makes you, well, it's definitely one of them, but it's, I don't know, it's just makes you feel very normal. It's very, sit and have a chat with you, just makes it feel very thingy. But obviously, like 10 years ago, I was watching his fights in my college instead of doing college work, and now I'm here training with him, so it's quite a cool transition. But it's still like when you stood in front of him sparring, you're like, that's Liam Harrison. Like throwing full speed, full power punches, just landing them on your face, and I'm like, well, if that's full power, my face is just doing the orbit of the sun, so it's pretty cool. I learned loads from him, man, and it's really cool being around these guys, always teaching you loads of stuff, and yeah, they've really made me feel welcome. It's been very nice.
Yeah, no, honestly, the warmth we felt that soon. It's our first time here, and the warmth and the welcome we've had, it's telling to the environment you guys have created, which is quite special.
Yeah.
What's next for you then? Obviously, you know, you're talking about weight. We've seen you sparring.
Yeah.
Have you got a fight booked, or are you looking forward booking?
So May 10th is my next fight. It's the only one that's confirmed at the moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully get one more before then, but I just do all of the parts that I'm responsible for. I turn up, I work hard, I'm consistent, I take care of all the things that I need to take care of, and then I leave the rest with Andy, my coach Pierre, and Badger, and all the rest of my coaches. I just do my responsibilities, and whatever they tell me is what's going on. So.
Yeah. Fantastic. So May 10th, where on May 10th?
May the 10th, show in Leeds. I can't remember the name of the arena because I'm terrible with names, but it's in Leeds, so come.
So yeah,
come
we need
down
to plug that, May the 10th. And you mentioned your Greek side.
Yeah.
What does the Greek part of the family take to you fighting and so on? Is there a bit of a culture clash, or is it completely, we understand, we love it, we support you, always there, why can't you be a good boy and go to university?
Yeah.
Do all that other stuff that some
think,
families are like.
Yeah, my auntie always says, oh, I wish you was on TV, but I think my family are just happy that I'm chasing my dream. They can see how much I love it, and they can see how fulfilled I am. Obviously, as you would be, sceptical in the beginning, but they're happy to see me doing well and happy to see me doing what I love, so it's very cool. They're all very supportive. I'm surrounded by a lot of love from my family, so it's really nice.
Fantastic. Favourite Greek dish?
Oh, you're putting them. Moscharika brizola.
Hey,
definitely.
okay, you even pulled on the accent and everything.
Big beef steak. That's one of the specialties.
Awesome. And outside of fighting, outside of the cage, what do you love to do? What do you get up to? Apart from eating amazing Greek food and
I like it. That's one of my top hobbies. Eating top food. I like going for walks. I like spending time with my friends, my family, my girlfriend. I really live quite a simple life. Within gym home. I'm trying to get into a little bit of stuff like additional hobbies and do some extra stuff. But really, outside of music, training, eating food, I don't do a right lot else. This is kind of my lifestyle.
And aside from Liam, obviously one of your idols, you train with every day. Who else in the MMA community do you kind of look up to in terms of their skill set, or even them as a human being?
That's a great question. There's quite a lot of. I don't think I've ever had like one person who I've sort of looked at and thought, oh, I want to be like them. I like to take little bits from everybody, and I like to see everybody doing well from the UK. It's really cool. It's like quite inspiring because I fought on some shows that a lot of these guys are on, and it's really cool. I'm like, oh, they were right where I was, and now they're up there. So you take quite a lot of inspiration from that. But obviously, Liam and all these guys here at Badco are top level, and the guys to be in. It's inspiring to me, so it's cool to be around them and training with them.
Honestly, Nathaniel, pleasure speaking to you.
I appreciate you.
Obasogi from King's Court MMA. Nathaniel's next fight's on May the 10th. We'll get the details, the full details, location and everything else, and make sure you follow his journey.
Thank you guys, pleasure as well. Appreciate it.